Welcome to Querétaro, Mexico. Join me as we explore this fascinating city and count down the top 5 best things to do in Querétaro. But first, let's roll the intro. Hey guys, Trey here for 2K Expats. I am doing a solo trip this week as Andy is back in the States dropping off Patty with family so we can do an extended month-long trip next month. So we'll be sharing that with you guys soon. Also, if you are new to our channel, welcome and thanks for joining us. On this channel, we highlight our adventures around the world to show you what places are really like if you are thinking of living, working, or retiring abroad. And if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of our tips on moving to Mexico or our travel adventures. All right, let's get started. Querétaro has been on my travel list for at least 6 months now. It's located in the highlands of central Mexico, about 3 hours drive northwest from Mexico City. Querétaro's growing population is just over 1 million people, and the city is becoming increasingly popular with foreigners, expats, and retirees. It's an ideal place to live or visit with near perfect temperatures pretty much all year round. It's not too cold or hot. I haven't felt any mosquitoes since being here, and it's August and rainy season, so that's a plus coming from the Riviera Maya down in Tulum. Querétaro is also known as one of the safest cities in Mexico, and it's quite affordable too. Now that you have some background on the city, here are the top 5 best things to do in Querétaro. For number 5, head to the Mirador de Los Arcos to take in the stunning views of Querétaro and its iconic aqueduct. Built in the early 1700s, this nearly 2 kilometers long, 30 meters high, Roman-style aqueduct with 75 arches has been delivering water from the mountains to the city for centuries. It's a short 15 to 20 minute walk from the historic center, so it's worth returning for sunrise or at night to capture the lights on the surrounding hills. Absolutely beautiful. Also, don't miss nearby Art Café Biznaga, one of the most unique foodie destinations in Querétaro. There's often a line out front, but the super friendly service, quirky atmosphere, and hearty Mexican specialties make this restaurant worth the wait. The enchiladas suizas are one of the most popular items on the menu. This flavorful dish is made with wrapped corn tortillas stuffed with shredded chicken and then covered in a delicious creamy green sauce. The cost for a meal here is a very reasonable 135 pesos, which is just under $7. Next, for number 4, go museum hopping. There are so many museums to visit in such a compact area, from modern art to trains to bugs. Yes, bugs, like in insects. But seriously, there is something for everyone in terms of museums here, and the best part is many of them are free. I decided to visit the Modern Art Museum first, given it's on the way back to the historic center from the viewpoint of the aqueduct. The museum has a beautiful courtyard and numerous interesting pieces on 2 levels. A visit to this museum is completely free. I love art, so next I'm going to check out the city's Museum of Art, which has the added bonus of being located in a former convent. The architecture and courtyard here are both gorgeous, with stunning rooftop views of the church next door. The sculpted details, vaulted ceilings, and beautiful colors are all very impressive. For the artwork itself, there's plenty of religious art for sure, but even better are the well-curated temporary exhibits, which I find much more interesting. Wow, what an incredible space. I've already taken so many photos and videos today that my phone is about to die, so I am gonna pop back to the hotel to recharge my phone and my legs. Before I head back out to explore more of the city, let me give you a quick tour of my hotel and hotel room at Hotel Mamá Carlota. The hotel is well located on a beautiful small street in the historic center. There is a comfortable lobby with couches just off the entrance and before the courtyard which houses the rooms. The rooms themselves are bright, simple, and clean. The Mexican tiled ensuite bathroom is also simple but perfect. I found an amazing deal for this room at just $45 a night, so you can't beat that against the posted rates of 1,900 pesos, which is about $95. If you're looking for something a little fancier, I almost booked the Hotel Creole just a few blocks away, but couldn't pass up this deal at Mamá Carlota. All right, back to the countdown. If you're a history buff, don't miss number 3 on our list, the Parque Nacional Cerro de las Campanas, or Hill of the Bells in English. It's one of the most important historical sites in Querétaro. Mexico took back control of the country from the French here back in 1867 when the reigning Austrian emperor's brother, Maximilian, who had been installed by Napoleon III as the Emperor of Mexico, was captured and executed by Benito Juárez's Republican forces. As you walk up the hill, you will find a small chapel built in memory of Maximilian by the Royal House of Austria in 1901. Continuing up to the top of the hill, you can literally stand in the shadow of greatness, a massive monument to Benito Juárez, who was the president of Mexico both before and after the French occupation. Now, if that was a little heavy, you'll be happy to hear what's next. For number 2 on our list, let's go drink some local craft beer. Cervecería Hércules is an institution in Querétaro. This microbrewery and brew pub, located just outside of the historic center, is filled with outdoor beer gardens, as well as numerous covered indoor spaces. A thunderstorm literally pops up out of nowhere on my Uber over, but it's not going to impact my love for craft beer. I can totally imagine how amazing this place is, though, on a sunny afternoon. For food, you can never go wrong with a nice pizza to pair with your beer. Pints average about 70 to 100 pesos here, so between $3 and $5. They have a full menu of items from appetizers to salads to pizza to burgers and fries. Hércules also has a smaller, more casual concept in walking distance from the historic center if you don't want to make the trek out to the main location. If you're more of a cocktail lover than a beer drinker, I highly recommend Dodo Cafe for excellent cocktails and a refined ambiance. Well, you've made it to the end of the countdown of the best things to do in Querétaro. For number 1 on my list, you have to explore the historic center by foot. Here you'll find picturesque streets, beautiful plazas and gardens, centuries-old churches, over 1,000 historical monuments, and of course, great restaurants with charming outdoor patios. With its historical and architectural importance, this area of the city is also designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I also have to point out just how incredibly clean the streets are here. The city takes a lot of pride in keeping them extraordinarily well maintained. Many of the best streets in the historic center are also pedestrian only, so it makes for a pleasant walk to take in the sights. For what feels like the center of everything, Plaza de Armas is my favorite park. It's a leafy, well-manicured park surrounded by colonial homes and restaurants with covered terraces. Dog lovers will not want to miss the Fuente de los Perritos, or Fountain of the Dogs. Next, take a leisurely stroll down pedestrian-only Calle Cinco de Mayo, which is lined with many high-end restaurants, and then cross over to Calle Francisco Madero. On this popular street, the city is hanging umbrellas in the colors of the Mexican flag to celebrate the upcoming Mexican Independence Day. Continuing further down on Calle Madero, you'll find yourself standing in front of the Neptune Fountain and my favorite church of all the churches I visited so far in Querétaro. The Templo de Santa Clara may not be the largest church, but it's definitely the most ornate and dripping in gold. I'm also pleasantly surprised that it's completely empty and I get to have it all to myself for a few moments. Again, the beauty of traveling off-season. If all of this walking has you getting hungry, stop at Pía Cocina Libre for the best Mexican food in Querétaro. It's a farm-to-table restaurant that only uses local ingredients, so know that the menu does change periodically. The team here are all extremely friendly, and the service is excellent, with long explanations for each dish. I start with the tostada arriara with slow-roasted turkey, black beans, and a prickly pear salad that is seriously mouth-watering, especially with the chili sauce they brought on the side. Next, I try the pink hummus with beets, marinated panela cheese, poached carrots, tomatoes, cucumber, and dill oil, and they also brought sourdough bread on the side. It's truly unbelievably delicious. Since my amazing waiter offered complimentary infused water, the meal here only costs 225 pesos or $11. An absolute steal. Pro tip, if you need help translating the menu from Spanish to English, download the Google Translate app and use the camera feature on the menu. It's gonna look like this. I've been in Mexico for a year now, so know most of the ingredients, but it's super helpful for those lesser known ingredients. All right, with just 3 days and 2 nights, I really didn't leave myself enough time to do the 2 day trips I was hoping to do. So I'm gonna highlight them now for your travels. First is a hike up the Peña de Bernal, which is one of the world's largest monoliths. And second is a trip out to wine country for the wine and cheese tasting tour. That would have been absolutely amazing. So if either of these are on your list to do while you're in Querétaro, definitely book 3 or 4 plus nights while you're here. Before I wrap up, I want to quickly let you guys know about our experience with air travel here in Mexico. Andy and I love flying the domestic airlines Volaris and Viva Aerobus. Both are super friendly and very affordable. My one-way ticket from Cancun to QRO, the airport code for Querétaro, was just 1,446 pesos, which is about $72. Also, Uber operates in Querétaro, unlike in the Riviera Maya, and my trip right along these famous arches into the historic center from the airport was 289 pesos, which is $13.55. Again, very reasonable and no hassle. Well, that's it for our top 5 best things to do in Querétaro, Mexico. If you like this video, do us a favor and smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for the almighty YouTube algorithm. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Hasta luego.